We're going to start with some product updates today. And so the first is call recordings. So we've told you all, some of you are newer to this. We've always recorded our side of the call so that we can coach and like quality assure our people on our end. Um, 6 weeks ago ish, we started recording your side of the call. Because what we hear a lot from you all is like, hey, my agent said XYZ about this introduction. And what we found is a lot of times there are great coaching opportunities inside of those initial introductions. And so being able to share them with you and give coaching and give feedback is going to be super helpful. So, as a reminder, this is the flow. The flow hasn't changed. The lead comes in, we evaluate, hey, this lead is the property that this lead looking for. Are there other properties generally like this within this market area? I'll pause there for a second. If you all find that you are getting leads that are like wholly unserviceable, like, yeah, for somehow they found the one $40,000 house in my market and then Ojo sent that to me, you need to let your success managers know about that because we need that data to retrain the algo. Okay. From there, we call these people, we talk to them. With Pro Plus, we have a shorter cadence and we make the introduction while we are calling them in some cases. We have tweaked those dials to where in the last couple of weeks now, roughly 85% of our introductions have been live introductions, or at least could have been live introductions if your agents answer the phone. We have made that change based on feedback. Most of you, when you signed up for this program, we said, hey, it'll probably be like 50-50. We've heard your feedback loud and clear. And so we have tuned it the other way. The maybe not so obvious, but kind of obvious risk that comes along with tuning that is volume goes down. So when we're trying to give you more live transfers, you may get less overall. And then seasonally, things are slowing down. Don't be shocked if you are below the bottom end of the range that you are quoted based on some of these recent things that we tuned. We're internally working on that. We're working hard to figure out how do we get more consumers, make more introductions, because ultimately that's what makes us both more successful. Now, in addition to that, we've added an additional question to our vetting process. So if you remember before, the only question we asked about is, do you want to talk to an agent? Are you in contract with an agent? Based on your feedback, we have heard a lot of people that you all don't want renters. Now it's mixed. Some of you are like, yeah, send me all the renters. I just want to meet everybody I can. I don't care if they're looking to buy or rent. I'll put them in the database. I'll nurture them. Those will be future business. Others of you are like, time out. No, I don't want renters. Don't send me renters. I'm going to play an updated call with the new script so you all know exactly what's happening. We're going to share this with you so you can share it with your teams. 2 minutes.
Hey, Jeremiah.
Oh, hang on.
I was just going to say, I think before we play these calls, I just want to share a couple thoughts on the calls. We've been listening to a lot of calls. I've listened to hundreds of calls, and some of your agents are really good, and some of them are frightening. And we're going to be sharing these with you, and your success manager will be sharing these with you. So you'll get to cringe and high five and cry and do everything else when you hear these. One thing that really occurred to me as I was listening to a lot of these is that there's a difference when we're calling a prospect versus a prospect calling us. And I think agents are relating to these calls like like this prospect is calling them. And that's not what's happening. We're calling the prospect. Now meaning Ojo is calling the prospect, but it's just like the agent calling them, right? This consumer didn't call and say, hey, I want to speak to Chris. Yeah, I'm interested in this house, or I have a question about this house, or I want to see this house. We're calling them. Yes, they indicated that on a lead form. We are calling them and say, hey, would you like to talk to a great local agent who could help you with your questions or getting you into that property? And they say yes. But it's a different dynamic. And I hear agents react differently when they're making calls versus getting calls. And if they treat these like they're the one making the call, right? Because if they're making the call, they're going to have a big smile on their face. They're going to have high energy. They're going to be looking to see how they can serve, how they can win that client, that person over, versus getting a call and it's like, yeah, how can I help you? What do you need? Or why are you calling me? Those type of things. So it's just a slight tweak of the mindset that makes a huge difference, and you can really hear it in how some agents are handling these calls. Jeremiah, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I'm like Chris. When Chris said this, it really helped me. Right, I've been an agent 20 years, and I can think of lots of times when I was driving in my car and my phone rang, and like a good agent, I answered it, and it was a sign call, and the person's like, "Yeah, I'm calling on the property at 123 blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Hang on, what?" And I was like, kind of this feeling where I was like annoyed, interrupted, like trying to do my best. Maybe the conversation didn't go that well. They weren't getting it. I'm like, "Why are you bothering me?" We've all been there. We've all had that day as an agent. The part that Chris said that made it make sense for me was, but that would never happen when you were prospecting. When you are at your desk, headset on, outbound calling, you're calling expired, you're calling Fisbus, you're calling whoever it is. There's never a time when you called them and they weren't getting it, they weren't, it wasn't going well or whatever. And you were like, oh, you get irritated. No, because you're prospecting and you're like doing your best to turn it around and make them happy and get to the outcome you want. And I think that little mindset shift, it really helped me. And I hope that that can help you all and help your agents as well. So thanks for sharing that, Chris. I will resume playing this call. Can y'all hear that?
Hello. This is Jasmine from Ojo on a recorded line. The reason for my call, you on the website Movoto. You inquired about the home in the zip code 30121. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Great. So I'm going to connect you with an experienced local agent who can answer all your questions you may have. Do you have a property to sell as well or no?
No.
And are you looking to rent or you're looking to buy?
Is that a duplex that's for sale and is listed at 1 million or 600? They're saying 600.
Well, I'm going to connect with the agent who could answer your questions on this property for you. So are you looking to buy or you're looking to rent?
I'm looking to buy that property.
All right, great. And lastly, you're not under contract with an agent right now, are you?
No.
So I'm getting the agent on the line to assist with all the information on the property, okay?
Thanks.
All right, so I'll pause that one. You all heard the new question. We're going to get an affirmative answer from them that they're looking to buy or rent or sell a house. If they are looking to rent, we will say, hey, that's so great. We're going to get you partnered with somebody to help you. And that is not going to be your teams. They're going to get sent to a third-party partner that deals with rentals, okay? Hopefully that helps you all have more confidence and helps your agents have more confidence and more excitement about answering the live transfers that are coming over. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the what happened next. So this is the agent side of that
Armando,
call.
Thanks for holding. Julie on the line, who is the local experienced agent in the Cartersville area, does a wonderful job. You're in great hands. So I hope I've now let you to speak, and you may get a follow-up call from us within a few days to make sure you've got everything you need. So you two can speak now.
Thank you. Hello, Armando. This is Jelly with Boardwalk Realty. How are you?
I'm doing well, Ms. Jelly. How about yourself?
Doing good. So I understand you were interested in the property on Joro Road. Is that the correct property?
Yes.
All right. And what was it about this property that caught your attention?
That it's a duplex and it looks like it already have tenant in it. And me and a partner was looking for a rental property that we may be able to invest in. And when he sent it, and I was like, oh, that's not too far from where I'm at, so I'm going to call about it and see what we can work out.
Okay, you said someone sent it to you?
My partner.
Got it.
Yeah, we have a
got it.
business.
So, okay, and so what I can do, I'll go ahead and reach out to the seller right now. And grab all of the details just to kind of see, what those rental rates, do look like. And then when were you hoping to get out there to take a look at it?
As soon as we can, I guess, if possible.
Okay. If it's possible, because I know with tenants, it's a little challenging to get in when there's tenants in, but I'll grab the details. And as soon as we wrap up, I'll go ahead and send you a quick text message with all of my contact details. And then we'll touch base and I'll let you know what information I gather, okay?
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Well, I will be in touch and look out for that text message, okay?
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
All right. You too. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. I'll pause there. If this is your agent, how'd they do? I'm looking for this to be interactive. Use the Q&A, use the chat. How'd they do? If this is an agent on your team, they just got a lead, they just got this introduction, and you play that call. Okay, Chris says B+. Would anybody give them a higher or lower grade than a B+? Okay, Don Vita says B. Kelly says B. All right, come on, a couple more. These aren't fun unless you all participate. So please help me make this fun. Thank you. C+, C, B. Didn't build much rapport. B, B, G. I don't know what a G is. I never got a G in school. I wish I could get a G in school because it feels better than that. All right, cool. So generally G for good. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you. Yeah, look, overall, it was good. It wasn't bad. This is when Chris says there is good, bad, and downright frightening, there is agents will yell at consumers. It's the craziest thing that you've ever seen. This was generally pretty good. Did they connect? Did they build rapport with the consumer? Were they personable? Did they say that they were a local agent, who they were? Probably B+. She did all right. She had good timbre, good pace and tonality that kind of matched the customers. You can feel when she calls him again, I think he'll answer, right? So let's say that we gave a good grade on Connect. Seth. Now, this is where I think there was a minor opportunity for improvement. She said, when do you want to see it? He said, as soon as possible. She said, great, I got to reach out to the seller, which that's absolutely right. Perfect call there. Let me get back to you, et cetera. What I would have liked to see or hear is, okay, well, let's go ahead and set the appointment for tomorrow. Yep, and Mark just called it. Should set the appointment for tomorrow at 1:00. I'll make sure that works for the seller and the tenant. So the set was 80% of the way there. I would have liked to see an exact appointment set. But overall, pretty good there. I think the learn was where we had our biggest opportunity. I think she did okay connecting. She did okay setting. The learn. So you heard the agent say, hey, so what is it about the property that caught your eye? The gentleman on the phone said, well, my partner and I, we're investors. We want to buy a thing. We're interested in buying that house. What we would like to see is, that's really great. Now, help me understand. If I was going to find you other investment properties in the area, what's the criteria that you're looking for? Or if I found you another investment property, maybe even one that wasn't on the MLS yet, what would I be looking for? That learn opportunity to let the consumer talk, share what they're looking for, gather more information on that first call, that's a big opportunity. I think that's the only place in this call that I would probably not quite give a passing grade. Overall, though, if this agent's on my team, I'm giving a high five and giving a little bit of coaching, and this was pretty darn good.